Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna like be doing a tutorial. Well, it's not really a tutorial. It's more like the do's and don'ts of creating an edit, which means like the stuff that you have to do and the stuff that messes up your edits, basically, that people do that is just not right. So I'm gonna be using like an old edit of mine. See, I've created a lot of edits. I'm gonna do this one, which took like 7 hours. um and I already have like all the pictures and videos imported. So like I usually do multi-split screen, but we're not going to be worrying about that today. We're just going to pick a multi-layer part, and we're going to just talk about the graphs, and you could get those stuff for free and basically all of that. So I'm going to go to multi-layer, and I'm going to pick my scene, which is this one right here. And I also created my watermark. So some people don't add their watermark, which is one thing. You gotta add your watermark every single time, but make it small, because I know some people add it really big, which is like a mistake, because then you can't like see the edit. So I add it really small, but you can still see it. So this is like the multi-layer that I'm gonna use, like the multi video. Yeah, so that's just one part, but I'm just gonna be focusing on the graphs and stuff. I already did the keyframes, so it's not really gonna show the keyframes, but we're gonna be like talking about graphs and stuff. So a lot of people like are confused about what graphs are, and graphs are like basically movements, like lines that make your edits, I mean not edits, transitions smoother. So let's say like I want to add a rotation to my edit. Like we're gonna do a 15 degree angle, and then we're gonna put it back to normal. This is how it's gonna turn out without the graphs. See, so it turned out really like unsmooth and choppy, and that's like one of the things that I hate when I'm watching edits, is like an edit being like unsmooth. So graphs really help with that. And I put my size as 100 every single time, because it's like the good frame of it. So if there's two options for you, you can customize your own graphs, which is what like I recommend, or like you can pick the graphs that they give you for VideoStar. Like now the graphs that they give you for VideoStar are so much unsmoother and choppy than the ones that you can create. So I would actually recommend, like I would say, like if you're not a starter on VideoStar, you can, if you're not a starter on VideoStar, you can start creating your own graphs so it could be smooth. But if like you're new to VideoStar, then I will recommend using the ones that they give you for VideoStar. I would recommend you using this one, the one that I like the circle thing that I'm pointing to right now. And yeah, I don't really like that one, but like I create my own, and a lot of people like have been asking like how I create my graphs and stuff. So on the bottom, like on the middle of the screen, there's this plus button. I usually like to add it every second, like a control. They call it like a control point. I add it. I usually add like 4 of them. I add it every second to know like where I'm gonna place my graphs. And this is like the part where you start moving it, so your edits can become smoother. And keep in mind, if you're doing a graph that's like going up instead of down, then it's gonna become more faster. It's kind of, they call it like in and out. If you're using a QR code, you could see that people like call it, like name it, the QR code in and out. And in basically means like the graph is more going to go more slower, because you put it like a horizontal way. I'm gonna explain it later, but for now I'm just creating my own graph. If you're a starter to VideoStar and you're creating your own graphs, you're gonna really be confused like how to move the lines, but you'll get used to it, because I was like that when I was starter, but I'm like now I'm used to it. And I have my own QR code, but I'm not gonna be like giving it out because I worked hard on it. But see, so I usually like to do that, and that really makes your edits more smoother. See, so that's basically how I create my own graphs. You can use a QR code for every graph that you do, but make sure it's like smooth and unchoppy. So yeah, that's basically you can. And also to make your edits more better, like if there's backgrounds like this kind of stuff in the way, you can actually prevent that by going to mirror, which is in the bottom right corner, and I like to click on the last one. So like the circle thing that I'm circling around, that's the mirror that I like to use best. Or you could just choose whichever one you want, but that one like is the best one in my opinion. See, so now you can't really see the black thing, like the background in the back when it's like doing the rotation. And sorry, background noise. But another thing that I like to do in my opinion, but this is paid, so if you don't like using, like if you don't have paid VideoStar, then you could skip this part. But if you do have paid, I would recommend using tracking blur, because like that's really good if you're doing a transition, like a rotation. In my opinion, like a lot of editors use this, and it actually makes your edits more smoother, and it creates like a blur when you do a rotation. You don't see that now because like this scene, I didn't really add it as a rotation because I did this like a week ago, but you will see the blur like in the beginning or in the end of the transition or rotation. So yeah, I'm not gonna press create, but if you are done with that, you can press create. I'm not gonna press create because I don't want to mess up my edit, and I already posted it, so I'm not really gonna do all of that. But I'm gonna close out of that. And another thing like that I like to use with VideoStar is probably shakes. Like that makes your edits a lot better in my opinion. I do have some QR codes that like I think I'm gonna be giving out in this video, so like it could make your edits more better. But let me see real quick. So yeah, I have a lot of background noise. I have a lot of graphs, but I don't want to share that out because I worked hard on it. But I'm gonna be giving out a few shakes. So okay, here's like you can screenshot this. This is a graph that is really smooth and that can make your edits better. Let me see another one that I like. And also, okay, so this one I really like to use this one. Like when I was a starter, I used to use the shake every single time. It made my edits better. So you can screenshot this. You don't have to get credit. It's also not mine, so I don't know if you have to give credit or not, but it's not mine. And you can screenshot, and also the coloring, you do have to pay for the coloring, but if you can skip this if you don't have paid VideoStar. But if you do have paid VideoStar, here are some colorings that you can use. You can screenshot all of this. And also here are more shakes that I like to use. I like to use a pop-up shake. That's really good. My favorite one is the Twitch shake with zoom. I really like to use this one. You don't have to give no credit. You can screenshot that. This one you gotta pay for it, so I'm not really gonna show this. Oh, and also overlays. Here are some overlays that you can use. Overlays are basically like another thing that makes the edits better are like overlays. Like in some of my edits, like in the edit that you just saw that I was doing the rotation, you could see that I added an overlay. It makes your edits like more fancy, I guess you could say. A lot of editors use it, so I would recommend just screen recording it. And yeah, so those are like the overlays that I used to use. Here are some more coloring. Soft blue, you can just screenshot that. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't want to share that out. And also here's this. You can also screenshot this graph. I think it's more smoother than the other one that I showed you, so you can also screenshot that as well. Yeah, so see, I told you in and out. I remember if you're doing like a rotation transition, I would recommend you using in first and then out, because that makes your edits more better and more smoother. And here's a coloring that I created, but like honestly though, please don't use it because it's horrible. Please just don't use it. And yeah, and also this is paid, so you can also skip this, but like I heard another like don't that I would recommend you let me go back to VideoStar. A lot of people like to use transform, like this thing right here, the one that I'm pressing on. They like to use transform, whether it's for a coloring or stuff like that. Sometimes I would recommend you not using it because that makes your edits, like that makes your quality of your edits like go down so much. I would recommend you using the colorings of multi-layering. I'm gonna give you one that's really good, that makes not like makes your quality better, but like doesn't make it go down as well. So these you do have to pay for it, but I don't really have a coloring that you don't have to pay, so I will have to figure that out. But here's a coloring that you can use. This one right here, if you do have paid VideoStar, you can use this. This one is really dark, but if you're doing a dark edit, then I guess this is good for you. Yeah, that looks really bad because it looks really dark. And another one that I like, this one I have to pay for it because I still haven't paid for that pass yet, but you can also screenshot that one as well. So I feel like this one is more better than the other one because it's not like that dark, but I do have to pay for it myself, but I don't really use it. I have my own coloring, but I will not be sharing that out. But yeah, that's basically like all I have to cover. You can also do masking, which makes like let me show an example. In this picture, okay, I like this picture a lot. You can do masking a lot with this. Yeah, you can create overlays with the masking. So what I like to do and also you need the multi-layer pass for this, but if you do have it, you can also screenshot these overlays, but create an overlay. So this is how I do my overlays. I basically like to do that. So for my first layer, I like to do my overlay. For my second layer, I like to do the picture. And then when I add my mask, when I do the thingy, and oh wait, why is this part like, yeah, okay. Oh no, okay. So see, this is like basically how I do my overlays, and especially when it's Halloween time, I would suggest you like switching it up to like a Halloween aesthetic, because it's almost Halloween and you do want to stick with the style of the earth. And yeah, it's basically all I have to cover. You also can do 3D. On the side of your screen, there's this 3D button, and you can do 3D, but like if you don't have like the 3D pass, like if you go to layout on multi-layer, there's like this 3D cube thing. You will have to pay for it, so you do need like 3D for that. I do have the 3D pass, so I can do it. But yeah, you can do depths with this, like create the depths of it. And yeah, just make it creative basically. That's basically like all I'm asking for in an edit, is just to be creative and to be on smooth and for your quality to be great. And yeah, just putting dedication and hard work to your edit and adding your watermark so no one can steal it. And adding it small. So yeah, that's basically all I have to cover, because there's a lot of stuff on VideoStar that you have to pay for. But I hope you learned a lot from graphs and from quality and coloring and stuff like that. I don't know what the, okay. But yeah, that's basically the end of the video. I hope you learned stuff from graphs and coloring, and you can screenshot the stuff that I got for you so you can make your edits more smoother. And yeah, that's basically the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, I guess. So peace out.